lovely people, and welcome back to another vlog. It is currently Monday and it is my first gym session of this month, so it's the 2nd of June today. I actually can't believe where the time has gone. As you can see by the video title, we are going through a full week of workouts because I have recently changed up my workout split. At the beginning of next month, I've got a race coming up, so I've had to switch up my workout split to cater for that. So at the moment, we are training 5 times a week with 2 rest days. I take my rest days on a Wednesday and a Sunday, but we're training 5 times a week, 4 times in the gym. So I've had to cut back on my days in the gym in order to cater for elsewhere. So I thought I'd take you through a full week of workouts because I feel like I love watching those on YouTube, so I thought I'd make my own. So we need to go into the gym now because I've been yabbering for too long. And yeah, let's go train glutes and hamstrings.
Hello, so I thought I would just talk you through my workout because I feel like otherwise it's going to be really boring, you just watching me do it, and I thought I could talk through some of my form tips as well because I feel like that's really useful. So we start off strong with our compound movements. This is including bigger movements that are incorporating bigger muscle groups. So I always start off with my hip thrusts on my glute and hamstrings day. I do this for 4 sets of 8 to 10. I do this on a machine just because I prefer the form and I feel like I can engage my glutes better. But you can obviously do this with a barbell or a dumbbell if it's better for you. Moving on to our second exercise, we are doing the Romanian deadlift. Now, form-wise, this can be really hard to master if you are quite new to the gym, but I always just think about that hinging movement and just pushing back your hips until you can feel that stretch in the hamstring. Also, try and keep the weight really close to your knees. It should almost be touching the front of your shins. As I said before, it is quite a hard movement to master, so don't stress too much because I am definitely still perfecting my technique to this day. Next up, we've got our single leg movement. I like to incorporate 1 to 2 single leg exercises just to make sure that we aren't getting any muscle imbalances or anything like that. So we are doing 3 sets of this, and I like to do around 8 to 10 reps because I like to choose quite a challenging weight as well. You can obviously lower the weight and do more reps, but I would prefer to go heavy, less reps, and just really lock in for those 3 sets. Next up, we have our first accessory movement of the day. So I like to do a hamstring leg. I do 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps of this. Because it is an accessory movement, it is quite an isolating movement, and I really like to go hard on the endurance side of training. For our final exercise for this day, we are going in for a hip abduction, and again I like to do 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps of this. Again, it is a accessory movement and higher reps for me are what works best, especially because it's towards the end of the workout. I like to really sort of go hard on the reps and just really finish off my glutes and hamstrings strong. For my form on this, as you can see, I am leant quite far forwards. This is to utilize the gluteus medius and minimus, so your upper parts of your glutes. I just feel like this engages my upper glutes better. welcome to my back and biceps day. This has to be my favourite day of the week, and I will rinse this workout until I get bored, and I don't think that's going to happen because I've been doing this workout since the start of my fitness journey, and let's just say I think it's working. I've swapped out a couple of exercises in the past few weeks when I swapped my gym. Like, this machine never used to be at my old gym. I used to do this on the cable, so if you don't have this machine, please do swap it out. You will have just seen as well, I started my workout off with doing lat pull down and machine row. So this is the first exercise of the day for bicep, and I just do these cable hammer curls now. You can obviously do these with a dumbbell, but I just feel like I get better connection on the cable machine. Sometimes I will switch it up, like if the cable is being used, I will just do dumbbells, but I just feel like my form is a little bit better on the cable. On a Thursday, I hit a shoulders, chest and tri sessions. Now, me and shoulders have a love-hate relationship because I do find it very hard to engage my shoulders, and my delts are non-existent at the moment, so we are really focusing on trying to get that connection. One tip I will say with shoulder press is to make sure that your elbows aren't actually in line with your shoulders. Make sure they're slightly positioned forwards so that you can see your elbows, and then make sure that you are bringing that dumbbell right the way down to your shoulders and pushing up. Up next, we have our chest exercise. I have started doing dumbbell lying chest press. I used to do incline, but I feel like I get a better connection with this. I have gone really light on the weight here because I am really trying to focus on that mind to muscle connection, and I have found that I struggle quite a lot with my form, so I'm just really perfecting that at the moment. One top tip I will say is that make sure that the dumbbells are in line with your shoulders when they're in the upward phase, and think about pushing yourself away from the weight, not just the weight away from you. Next up, we have our first accessory movement, and this is a rear delt fly. This makes sure that we are hitting all of those muscles of the shoulder. This could be classed as a back exercise because obviously it is located on the back, but I like to include it on my shoulder days because it is part of the shoulder, and it just makes sure that we are, like I said, hitting all aspects of that delt. Next, we have our tricep exercise, and I have just recently started doing this machine, and this is for tricep push downs. Now, I used to use the cable machine, which does exactly the same thing, but I just prefer it on this machine because I found that I get a better mind to muscle connection. I find the form quite hard on a push down on a cable machine. Therefore, I'm just making my life easier by using this machine. I feel like I will be swapping back to the cable machine very soon, but for now, this is what I am doing, and I am doing 4 sets of 12 to 15, and this is brutal, but we want some triceps, and you're going to thank me later when your triceps are massive. For our final exercise, we have a superset, and now this is what we are getting our shoulder burn from. So the next day DOMS from this is going to be unreal. So we start with a lateral raise set with 12 to 15 reps. Superset just means that we do 2 exercises back to back with little as rest as possible. So our next exercise is going to target our front shoulder, our frontal shoulder muscle. So this is going to barbell frontal row, and we're doing this for 10 to 12 reps. And this, by the end of this set, you should be burning. Your delts should be on fire, but this is how we are going to get that pump and how we're going to get those juicy shoulder veins popping. Our final session of the week, and it is our glute and quads day. I love doing this on a Friday just to finish the week strong. And of course, we are starting it again with our compound movements. Today, we are doing a barbell back squat, and I really try and focus on getting a mind to muscle connection with my quads and not letting my glutes take over, because we are a more glute dominant girly, and yeah, the quads need to grow. So I really try and focus this exercise on that and less on my glutes. I try and push through my front of my foot rather than my heels, because that engages your glutes more. Next up, we have one of my favorite exercises, but also my least favorite exercises, because these are a killer. And this is the pendulum squat. This is a godsend for the quads, and I make sure that I position my feet a little bit higher up on the little stand, and make sure that I've got a little bit more of a narrow stance, but still like hip width apart. And this just helps me engage my quads more so than my glutes. Next up, we have our first single leg exercise. This is the dumbbell step up, and I like to make sure that I am actually thinking about doing an RDL movement with this on the downward phase, and then on the upward phase, pushing up through that heel, like I said before, to engage that glute. It's really crucial to think about it being a step down rather than a step up, and making sure that we are not pushing off that back foot, girls. We do not want momentum taking over in this. And this, I find, is just my glute staple for this workout, because obviously the past 2 exercises I've been focusing on getting that quad engagement, and this just helps pop the glutes, girls. This is the one for the glute pump. I used to actually do this on the cable machine, but I found that I find better connection with a dumbbell, but obviously it is down to personal preference, so just test it out and see. Next up, we have a superset, and this is our final quad focused exercise for this workout. And I like to do leg extensions using both legs, and then for our back-to-back exercise, we do single leg extension, and this is a killer. And I've really found this to help with my quad growth quite effectively, because my quads are quite a stubborn muscle to grow, and so this really does challenge them, especially towards the end of my workout. exercise, I do a glute, and this is actually a new exercise on my plan. This is because I am trying to prioritize growing the upper glute at the moment, and so I just finished this off doing 3 sets of 12 to 15. Again, this can be quite a hard exercise to get the form right, but once you get it, the mind to muscle connection is unmatched. I like to sort of think about rounding that back off and making sure that we are not trying to pull up through our back, because that's just going to injure your back. And then again, thinking about that hinging movement is a really key cue for me to get this spot on this exercise.
Hello gorgeous people, and thank you so much for watching all of that. I know it might have been quite a lot to take in, because it was just me sort of doing a very bad voiceover. I don't know whether you can tell in my voice I'm full up, because at the moment my hay fever's decided to have like a massive outbreak at the moment, and literally sounds awful, and I really do apologise. I was hoping it would have cleared up by the time I needed to do the voiceover, but it hasn't, and so I'm so sorry, but I hope it was all okay. But I basically just wanted to come on because it's a full week of workouts, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do my full week of workouts. Basically, I've got something really exciting happening tomorrow, which I think I'm actually going to vlog, so it should be up next week, but I'm not going to give any spoilers. I've got quite an exciting weekend actually, so that's why I'm going to vlog it. But I usually do a run, and because obviously my race is a 10k run, and it might not seem that much because I feel like everyone's doing like half marathons and marathons and all of that, but for me it's quite far. For someone who can only really run like 5k, it is quite a lot for me, and I've never run in a race before, so it's my first ever race. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. But basically I've been doing like around a 7k run each week, either it being intervals or it just being the full shebang, or I do like a 5k, or it sort of depends week to week. This week I was probably going to do some intervals, but based on the fact that I can't really breathe, and when I go outside it just looks like I'm crying, or it gets even worse, and so I don't think I'm gonna do my run this week as well, because I've got something exciting happening tomorrow. I want to make sure that I'm all okay for tomorrow, so I don't want my legs to be hurting, because it's going to be a heavy session tomorrow. So it involves gym, by the way, guys, of course it does, you know me. But yeah, so I want to make sure I'm all okay for tomorrow. And literally Wednesday I was wiped out. I did absolutely nothing because I didn't sleep at all Tuesday night, and it was just, I feel like as well I've sort of got like the flu as well, so I'm like dosed up on cold and flu, and I've got hay fever tablets and all of that, so I just don't think running at the moment is going to be very beneficial for me, because at the moment, I mean, like walking up the stairs is quite a workout, like in terms of like my breath, so yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do the full shebang, which I'm so sorry, because I know this video is meant to be a full week of workouts and I really wanted to show you my new split and everything, but yeah, so it's a bit, I'm like, I feel like I've like failed myself almost, but like I know that if I go ahead and push myself through it, because I was just like, no, I'll just push through and do it, but I just feel like it's just going to make matters 10 times worse, because I literally went for a walk this morning, came back, and then I was just like sneezing, coughing, couldn't breathe, and my eyes were streaming. It's probably why I look so like even more tired in my eyes as well. So yeah, I'm so sorry as well, because I feel like my voice is so gross, so you're gonna have to listen to all of that. But if you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a like, and if you want to see more videos like this where I maybe go into depth into more like specific exercises and like my journey and things like that, then do comment below or give me a message, and because I want to make sure that I'm making content that you want to watch as well. So yeah, so also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel because it really does mean the world to me. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I shall catch up with you next time. Bye.